the former deputy president was on one side and literally on the east, and the other part of UDA was on the west, and they were throwing jabs at each other. What do you make of this? And Professor talks about the balkanization, the different wave of balkanization, multi-ethnic is what he calls it. What do you make of that and the conversations around he was there? He now seems to be telling us that he went and he saw, and now he seems to be saying, let's go this direction.
First, let me tell you that they can try to balkanize, and that will not work.
Okay.
And the reason why it will not work is, I think Professor Kawanja mentioned it. President Ruto was extremely effective in tearing down the walls of tribalism when he brought the people together in the Hazola movement. Now, this is what has just happened. This country is now one market. One market. What that means is that the price of a banana in Kericho is the same, the price of banana in Nairobi is the same in Meru. Meaning that a Mbandi policy on bananas will affect Kenya as a whole, not one region. So people have come to understand that. So the tribe is not selling, and they will not sell because we're in a singular market. But what Kenyans need to be worried about, though, is that the politicians could very easily bring a war here. They could very easily bring down this house. And the reason is the way the country was started. The idea of Kenyatta for giving the home guns and the people committed the crimes during the colonial occupation, because that's what it was. That was a very, very wrong way of starting a country. They needed then to do like the South African didn't have a truth and reconciliation. So that was not done. Then we moved, the next liberation was Kibaki. Then Kibaki does nothing about the impunity, about the crimes committed by Arab Moi. That impunity was also left. Basically, no punishment, no punishment to visitant. So when Kenyatta came, Kenyatta 2, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, it was easy for him to continue corruption. It was easy for him to continue all the other things he did, because he knows there will be no consequences, because there has never been consequences. And of course, now we are continuing. You understand? Now that's the risk. The next thing government will have to put an end to impunity for this country to move in the right direction. But all we have done so far, and this is the problem we're having. So when you look at Kenya, you see the government has a mind. It has a mind just like you and I. It has a conscience. So what has happened since independent also is that we really never formed a Kenyan government. We had an extractive regime. The colonial extractive regime was bequeathed to Jomo Kenyatta, who continued extraction. There's a difference between extraction and building. You build because it's yours. You own it. So you want it better. You extract because you are going somewhere else. It's not yours. So Kenyatta continues the extraction. Moi continues it for 24 years. Kibaki comes and puts a break to that. He looks at the country, Kibaki looks at the country as a Kenyan president, and therefore puts economic structures, he put things that actually worked, because he focused on building it. Kenyatta moves out, Uhuru comes in, and continues extraction. Okay? He continued extraction as if he is also moving out of Kenya the way the Muzungu moved out of Kenya. And what we are doing now is the same extraction. This is why if you talk to people in the street, they will tell you nothing is working, because extractive policies cannot grow an economy. You understand? Because to grow an economy, you need to build the faith in the people that they own the country. That is to yours. So from independent up to today, we have built only one type of leadership, a hunter leader. You know, you can compare a hunter and a farmer if you want. A farmer is a nurture. A farmer nurtures. A hunter takes does not add any value. You see, you give a farmer 1 kilo of maize, he'll give you 90 kilograms of maize. As the patient, we will nurture what they find. But our hunter will kill and divide the animal. Okay? So the hunter mentality has Kenyans looking at the country as an animal, which need to be brought down, then shared. This is why we want to sell everything. Because you can't share this house, you must sell it. You must convert it to a carcass. And then sell, part by part. So this has been the foundational weakness of Kenya as a republic. It will require, and this is why we are being shaken by the new generation. Because you see, they are shaking us. They're asking for good governance. They're asking for integrity management of public affairs. They're asking for accountability and transparency in management. That is shaking the foundation, because if you follow that, then you deliver a stable, progressive society. So it will have to go back. This, what we are doing now, is not sustainable.
Professor Kagwanja, and this young generation, number one,